If you're thinking of starting a self-build project or upgrading your home, the National Self-Build and Renovation Centre is here to help. With over 200 different trade stands, we're here to inspire you every step of the way. With seminars, workshops and our friendly help desk, from designs and planning to energy-saving solutions and more sustainable materials. With everything under one roof, you'll discover all you need to create your perfect home. So book your free visit today at nsbrc.co.uk.
On TV, on radio, and on your smartphone. This is TalkTV.
This is Talk Today with David Bull and Sarah Hewson.
Hello, a very good morning to you. It is 6 o'clock on Friday, the 6th of October.
You're with Talk Today on TV, radio, online and on your smart speaker. Our top stories this morning.
Labour trounced the Scottish National Party, a devastating night for First Minister Humza Yousaf as Michael Shanks becomes Labour's newest MP, winning a by-election in Rutherglen and Hamilton West.
Off you boff. After getting kicked out of the Tory party conference, the chair of the London Assembly, Andrew Boff, explains why he heckled the Home Secretary.
Put it out. 1 week after Europe's victory at the Ryder Cup, a three-storey stand goes up in flames at the golf course in Rome.
And turning rather wet over northern parts of the country, but very warm down in the south. All the details coming up shortly.
Well, here we are, the first day at school. Very excited. How about you?
Yeah, really excited. I'd say good morning, but actually it feels like lunchtime to us because we are so keen. We've been up for hours already.
Literally hours.
Start the show today. And thank you very much indeed for joining us. And we want you to join in throughout the programme. We want you to get in touch with us with all of the stories that we are talking about. You can email us talktoday@talk.tv. You can tweet us @talktv. Or you can text us, text the word talk plus your message to 87222. We've got so many different topics we're covering. I'm hoping one of them will spark your interest and you'll be in touch at least.
Well, absolutely right. And Jo, very exciting as well. New team in the chairs this morning.
I know. And we're bringing the weather for it as well. It's going to get really warm this weekend, considering it's the beginning of October. Looking at temperatures little over 20 degrees Celsius.
Fantastic. I can't
Warmer
wait,
than
actually.
Ibiza, apparently.
Really?
In some parts.
We're not appropriately dressed, are we?
We're not. Emily Rose Adams is here in the studio with us as well. Hello, Emily. Time for the headlines.
Good morning. Labour leader Sir Keir Starmer has hailed his party's resounding victory in a Scottish by-election as seismic. They won in Rutherglen and Hamilton West with a majority of almost 9,500 votes. That's a swing from the SNP of over 20%. It was a recall by-election held after constituents voted to remove a COVID rule-breaking former SNP MP. Well, newly elected Michael Shanks has promised a fresh start.
It feels incredible to represent the community that I live in, the community that I love, but also I do feel the responsibility of thousands of people that have put their trust in me. I've met many of these people over the past 6 months. It's been a very long by-election campaign, and I know a lot of the aspirations, the challenges that they've raised with me, and now they've put their trust in me to deliver on that.
A man who was arrested at Windsor Castle wielding a crossbow has been jailed for 9 years for treason. Jaswant Singh Chahal had plans to assassinate the late Queen on Christmas Day in 2021. He'll be subject to a hybrid order under the Mental Health Act, which means he will initially remain in a psychiatric hospital ward for treatment. He had been encouraged by his AI chatbot girlfriend and inspired by a plotline from Star Wars. A 16-year-old has been arrested on suspicion of murder after another teenager was stabbed to death in Brighton. It happened in the city centre at around 5 p.m. yesterday afternoon. Police say there will be increased officer presence in the city centre and anyone with further information should come forward. Broadband customers are being warned they could end up paying £150 more than they expected over 2 years. It's due to unprecedented mid-contract price rises. Well, consumer group Which has called on regulator Ofcom to ban the practice. It found the customers of 7 major providers could see big increases next year. And an investigation is underway after a huge fire at a Ryder Cup venue in Rome. A temporary structure at the Marco Simone Golf and Country Club went up in flames just days after Europe's victory at the venue. No injuries have been reported. Those are the headlines. I'll have another update just after 6:30.
Emily Rose, thank you very much indeed.
Amazing overnight results, though, really. Obviously, I'm very interested in politics, and this Rutherglen and Hamilton West is an extraordinary result. I think, actually, what is interesting about this, I think Labour widely predicted to win. The bigger question would have been if Labour hadn't won this one. Your thoughts?
Well, and also it was the margin of that victory and a swing of 20% to Labour in this seat. What is that going to mean for the general election coming up next year? We're going to be hearing from Professor John Curtis coming up on the programme, which will be fascinating to get his thoughts on the bigger picture, what this means.
Exactly right. And whether you can extrapolate this, of course, does this actually only apply to Scotland? Does this apply to the rest of the United Kingdom? What does it mean in terms of the fortunes of all of the political parties? Really fascinating, actually. As you can tell, I'm rather excited about the whole thing.
And I'm very excited about the weather coming up this weekend because we're getting more hot weather. Unseasonable for October, Joe?
Yes, very definitely so. And what we do happen to have quite a lot at this time of year is some warm conditions, but not the weather to go with it. But certainly as far as this weekend's concerned, it does look as though we're going to get a little bit of warmth and a little bit of sunshine too, but not everywhere. So let's take a look.
Times Radio sponsors TalkTV weather.
Well, we've got a bit of a three-way split this morning. It's mostly fine up over northern parts, wet and windy through central areas and fine down towards the south. And it's all down to these areas and these frontal systems. Now, you can see that area of high pressure over the continent starting to exert some influence over southern areas. But then those frontal systems in the north just keep on coming. And as we go into next week, it remains fairly unsettled, although we could escape with a mostly fine day on Monday. But that high pressure is also going to bring that warm air up from the far south, and with it also some Saharan dust. So for some southern and western areas, we could see some lovely sunsets and sunrises. But certainly through today, we're going to see this rain pushing its way northwards. Some sunshine for eastern parts of Scotland, showery elements to the north and very windy for the Northern Isles. Then here's our main rain area. It is pushing its way slowly northeastwards. So central, southern, southeastern parts today actually faring quite well. We're looking at temperatures up to around 22 degrees Celsius. That's 72 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, through the rest of the evening, that rain is going to push its way further north. As it sets into Scotland, it's going to stay there. That frontal system aligned with the jet stream. So there's nothing really to push it on, and warnings already out for Saturday and for Sunday about the quantity of rain we could see out of that, up to around 150 millimetres in some places. So there's our warning for Saturday. And through the night, that rain just turns heavier and heavier. Elsewhere, it's going to be mostly dry, fairly mild as well. Temperatures holding in double figures, in fact, as high as 15 or 16 degrees Celsius. And then through the course of Saturday, well, that rain just continues to fall over much of Scotland, heaviest in the west, but it'll be affecting eastern areas as well. Elsewhere, well, it will be a mostly dry picture, a lot of low cloud, mist, murk, fog to start the day, but then that will clear. There's our heavy rain area. You can see it's cool up towards the north. Further south, though, look, temperatures topping 20 degrees Celsius in many places. We could see a 23 or a 24 here and there. That would be 75 degrees Fahrenheit, not what you expect at this time of year.
Times Radio sponsors TalkTV weather.
Joe, thanks very much. Our top story today, Labour have won the Rutherglen and Hamilton West by-election, taking the seat from the SNP with a swing of 20.4%. The by-election was called after former MP Margaret Ferrier was ousted from her constituency for breaking COVID rules. Though voter turnout was shy of 40%, Labour's Michael Shanks won by a majority of more than 9,000 votes.
This victory will give the Labour leader, Sir Keir Starmer, hope it will open the path to more seats north of the border on his path to becoming the next Prime Minister. Well, our correspondent, Nick Ellaby, is in Rutherglen for us now. Nick, I think it's fair to say it was a very disappointing night indeed for the SNP.
Absolutely, David. Good morning. They've been battered here in Rutherglen and West Hamilton. It's actually a very, very significant result, as you've been saying. Michael Shanks, the